All right.
Okay, look, we live.
Okay, we're live.
Connie, I just got like 4 alerts that somebody's signing in on the iPad. I hope that was you.
Uh-oh. Was
Okay.
okay. I was gonna say, wait, Connie, wait.
You
Pause
don't want to be
production.
compromised
I see you. It's me. It's me. It's me. It's me. It's me, Chelle, bitch.
Hey, Gente! Welcome back to another week of the It's Me, Chelle podcast. And remember, my job is to make your road to Friday a lot easier.
Mi gente, welcome to another week of the It's Me Chelle podcast. And with us today is the awesome duo, the host of the Get Up Team podcast. And if you don't know, you'll know now. So, in their own words, don't be a sleep sheep. I introduce to you Art and Connie.
There we go.
Yeah. That was
Proper
my Oprah.
intros, baby.
Thank you. That was my impro. My
That was
Oprah.
nice.
My Oprah. What was that? What else? I was saying something else before. I was saying, God, podcast in the house. Hey, gut podcast in the house. Hey.
I like it.
Nice.
Thank you so much for being here, beautiful people. How are you both doing today?
Good. It's
Pretty
been
good.
a busy morning already, but it's really great
Listen,
to be here.
I feel like you guys are always busy. Every time I email, I'm like, they must have sent this email like 3 days ago, and they're running around, done like 7 shows, and I'm still like, I'm so sorry. I'm a mess, but I really do appreciate you both being here today and allowing me to get all up in your business.
Thank you.
That's what I'm doing. I'm getting all up in your business, and the listeners of the It's Me Chelle podcast can be all up in your business too.
Hello, everyone.
So let's do a little segment. Okay, it's gonna be called Breaking the Ice. Okay.
Okay.
So let them know who you be. And that's such a deep question. Who are you?
Yes, it's existential.
All right, let's start with you.
Who I be?
Who you be?
I be Art Dixie. I be here on the It's Me Chelle podcast with my co-conspirator Connie. And I be in the universe doing music things and gig platform things and other accoutrements of the entertainment field. I dabble here and dabble there in entertainment. I have a company, Hot Tracks Inc., also known as HTI. You can catch us at Hot Tracks Inc. on Instagram. Check out all the wares there. I be a good guy, I think. I'm a teddy bear, I think.
You be a good guy, Art. You be a good guy.
Thank you very much, Michelle. I be here for good things in life. You know, that's what I'm here. I'm honestly, I'm just here to have a good ride and challenge myself and just be a good person and meet good people. And I think, you know, based on today, I'm on the right road. I'm here with 2 wonderful people. And I'm ready to have some fun. For real.
Aww, thank you, Connie. Tell them what's up.
Let's see. So I'm Connie Story, and I'm a writer and director. So I've written some children's books. I've written some screenplays. I'm in the middle of producing and directing my first short film. And my background is in visual effects and animation. So there's a lot of visual effects and virtual production and like technology in this film, or used to create the film. The film is very simple, but the technology behind it's complicated. And I'm the co-host of the Get Up Team podcast with Art Dixie. And we just try to bring a little sunshine to people and give them a little get up and go motivation. So that's me.
You guys do that for me. You do. So are you both, because, you know, the people don't know you guys are in Cali. So are you both from Cali originally, or?
Yeah, I'm from California originally, Bay Area, Oaktown.
Oh, okay.
And now in Southern California.
I am from Ohio originally, but I've been on the West Coast for a long time. Been to LA for almost 20 years. Shh. Say anything about it.
Know that.
It'll be our secret. Don't worry.
Thank you.
I
I don't.
like how you call it the West Coast, but I call it SoCal.
Oh, okay.
For me, it's SoCal, but for you, it's like West Coast.
Connie's just cool.
Yeah, Connie's cool like that.
Have you guys ever thought of leaving California and going somewhere else?
I lived in Chicago for a little while just for grad school, but I would love to live in New York.
We talked about that.
Yeah, I was just gonna say
that's my life. I would love to live there,
Hmm.
but otherwise, like I like California. My family's here. A lot of my friends are here. Work's here. I don't know.
That's just your life. How about you,
Yeah.
Art? You ever thought of saying, "All right, peace out, SoCal"?
No, I was just talking about this on the Get Up Team Live. I'm like, oh, I gotta set up roots. Now I told you I've almost been to LA 20 years. My brain is not even like, it's just getting to the point where I'm locking in. Like, I have to do my list of pros and cons of why I want to stay here in LA, because there's a lot of shit talking about LA, Michelle. And no. We got to talk about the ocean, right?
Okay.
We got to talk about that 76 degrees and sunny. We got to talk about that there's shit to do part that's up in here. I go back to Ohio, all of that goes away.
Eesh.
So I know in my brain, I want a house looking at the water. I know these things. And now I got to just set up roots. I've been a Rolling Stone all this time. So me thinking about going someplace else is like, I'm just there for some experience that life is going to show me. And then I'll bounce someplace else. But I've been in LA so long that I got to act like it's going to be my home. And I've always treated it like I could leave tomorrow. But it's turned into a really long tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. I used to think that way, too. I think we had a whole show about this. But, yeah, I used to feel like I was going to go back to San Francisco at some point. And I was living my life like, oh, yeah, I'm not going to be here. And then I realized finally that, no, I'm here. I'm here.
She's always two steps ahead of me by just an inch.
But also once I decided that, the whole energy shifted as well, because then all of a sudden just things were more, I was more grounded, different people were coming into my life, work was just going like, I think because I wasn't treating it like a temporary thing.
Yeah.
And so my career started coming together. So so I kind of had to shift gears, and then things kind of started flowing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a beautiful story, because Art, Connie, I told y'all how I feel about NYC. And mi gente, if you want to know the words that came out of my mouth, make sure you tune in to the Get Up Team podcast to hear me go
She speaks on it.
Because I really do have a love-hate relationship with NYC at the moment. So make sure y'all tune in. I mean, Connie,
but you got to touch on it. Like,
LA has its like ups and downs too. I mean, there's a lot of great things here, but it's not an easy place. It's not easy.
I feel like it might be easier than New York. Like Cali is so laid back. When I went over there, people have no care in the world. There is no hustle, but that's how I felt. Everybody was like, yeah, chilling. Cool. Maybe. Listen, we were in a cab. When I was in the cab driver, he was an Uber. He was driving the weirdest way. He would drive like, he was like sunken in his chair, leaned all the way back. And he was like, yeah, I used to be a baseball player. And then I like blew out my knee. So now I drive Uber. And I was just like, okay. He's like, and this is so cool. It's so chill. And I'm just like, so this is what you do for like your whole life? He's like, yeah, just drive all day. It's a nice sun. I'm like, okay, just get me to where we need to go. Where's the seatbelt on this thing?
It's chill out here, and that's the thing. So chill, but it's like not the stereotypical chill. It's like everybody here thinks that they got their shit popping.
Right.
And in New York, people got shit popping, but it ain't. It's just a being about it type deal in New York. Like when they say it's popping, usually you're gonna see the shit is happening. Out here in LA, they got shit popping, but it's finny happen. it's gonna happen real quick when I get this whole thing popping. It's about to blow up. Oh my God!
When I get it together,
it's all cracking right there. New York, I'm like, when a motherfucker says popping, I'm usually going to the spot where it's actually happening.
Right. You're right. And sometimes it's like the opposite. They'll say it's popping, and you're like the only person there, and you're like, okay, so when is it gonna start popping? You're like, yo, it's popping. It's like, but it's only me. Okay, so they really do talk about it and be about it, even if nobody's following them.
That's so true. They feel it in their own mind. They like, yo, my shit is cracking. You hear what?
Yeah, right. And I'm just like, okay, but me? Okay, I guess. Well, since we're talking all things Art and Connie, let's talk about real life, okay? Because we love to podcast, we love to do all these things, but the real world says that, quote unquote, we need to have real life jobs. So, look, listen, it's that we can't just be. And I know Connie works in the film industry, and Art, you work in the audio engineering music industry. So, Connie, let's talk about what you do in real life. I know you touched on it a little bit, but let the people know what you do in real life, how it makes you feel, because that's another thing. A lot of people do dead end things, and I feel like you're really happy about it. So
yeah, I have a cool real life job. I mean, my real life job is interconnected with all of my it's all one thing now. Right. So I work for a visual effects company, and I run the virtual production stages. And so we have feature film companies come in, and they can either load their environments on our LED walls and shoot it there, or we do a lot of visual effects work for them. So, and then I run those shoots as well. So we do all kinds of, it's a lot of real-time 3D graphics.
Okay. Yeah. See, that's cool. That's really cool stuff. See, that's a real life job, people.
Yeah. I worked on Batman.
You did which one? The newest one with
the newest one, yeah.
Connie, you're SoCal, so cool. Like I can't with you. I cannot. So Art, audio engineering, musician, you have your guitar back there looking cute.
That's all I can do.
Looking real cute. You was playing the piano earlier, working the fingers. Okay, let the world know. I know you have HTI, all the other amazing stuff that you do.
Yeah. See, the funny thing about that with that piano thing is that I always assume when I'm doing this like a what did they used to call it back in the day, a photo album of my life. So when I'm really old, I'm looking at all these little moments and a photo album of that moment. But I'm realizing I'm sharing it too. And so I have to qualify my playing, qualifying what I'm doing. Really rusty. I haven't seen the piano in so long. I've been more of an executive than a creative. I have to pre-qualify all of my shit because I'm like not trying to be that guy. But I'll tell you what, I have been in the music industry for a long time. I've done some records and some top tens. Got to collaborate with people like Brian McKnight and Brian Morgan, producer with SWV, and who else? We got Wayman Tisdale. He was NBA ball player, and we did a label called Motown, and did that whole deal. So that was a long time ago in a galaxy far away. These days, I've taken all of those experiences and put them into my company HTI, which is started off as a production platform that helped connect people with production services, entertainment services. So you need an engineer, we got you an engineer. You need a musician, a violinist, a cellist, a pianist, we got you covered. You need a studio hookup, the whole session, we got you. Okay. We got all of that stuff kind of going on. We've had the pleasure to work with Connie on her film Jeffrey, just doing a little bit of background consulting.
Working on Jeffrey. You're gonna work on a song for me for the
we're working on a song. Yep.
Really? And, you guys are too cool.
And the other side of it is that now we're building a gig platform. It's gonna be rivaling Fiverr, Upwork, Thumbtack, HTI. The app is coming soon. Working on that this year.
Stop. All right. So I got to write all these things down. So it's so funny because on Fiverr, I was starting to create this account so I can do like voiceovers because I think I'm pretty good. And if I don't think I'm pretty good, who else is going to think I'm pretty good? 100. Right. So I'm just like, Forget that. I need to go roll over to HTI and
You
do
can
it.
do that.
I gotta do what I gotta do over there.
The reason why we're better is that we are the Rhea of the gig platform. You know, you can get lots of good stuff on Fiverr. You can get lots of good stuff on 99 Designs, Upwork. But we're the Rhea. We're the other level where you can connect with the other people that are that untouchable kind of part. We're the alto. You know, you have Uber and then you have alto. We're like alto. Have y'all heard of it? No, but it's because it's that exclusive. Check out Alto Rideshare Service, and you'll see what we are in comparison to the other gig platforms.
Yeah,
Thank you very much.
Yeah, heard. Wait. He just dropped bombs.
Because, like you said, if I ain't gonna talk about it, who's gonna talk about it?
Facts. Nobody. We gotta do what we gotta do. Oh, you guys are up to good, no good, good. You know, like when people are like, oh, you up to no good, but like spicy no good because it's really, really good. Well, listen, the film industry and the music industry, all that stuff is forever changing, and we know that robots are taking over the world. Or maybe I should say like evolving. Let's say evolving. So I want to say 2 or 3 episodes ago, I might be wrong, on your podcast, you guys were talking about, also, I think you did an IG Live that I hopped on. You guys were talking about dead-end jobs and just jobs that weren't fruitful for people, didn't lead them to anywhere they weren't happy, and possibly having a machine or a robot taking over, you know, and just telling them hasta la vista a la Terminator. So how do you guys in your industry keep up with your changing times? Connie?
How do we keep up? Yeah. I mean, as far as like what we're doing in production, the company I work at, we're always striving to like do new innovative things. So there's a lot of R&D going on. So we're constantly pushing the edge on how films are made, the technology behind it. We're testing technology, but we're also, we have a team of developers that are writing, that are developing new technology. So, so we kind of see ourselves at the forefront of like how films are being made and techniques to like do new things. And a lot of it has to do with like on set and real time feedback and things like that. But also, there's the whole post-production side of it. So, but I'm on the side where it's like how to do things, how to make the movies in a more efficient way, and how to give like creators and directors more like real-time feedback on set when they're doing more like technology or visual effects and things like that. So so it's kind of exciting because we are doing a lot of things that haven't been done before. And so it's always like, hey, we want to do this. And it's like, oh, no one's ever done that before. Okay, how do we do it? So we're always like pushing that edge.
Yeah, like always learning, just keeping up.
Always learning, always having to be on top of things. Something comes up and a filmmaker wants to do something, or the owner's like, hey, it'd be cool if we could do this. And we're all like, oh, okay. Then we have to go research things. I got to learn about a whole new area. So it's cool.
All right. How about you, Art? Because you have streaming services coming after you. You have these pop-up things, all these new techie things that are always popping up. So how do you and your team just keep up?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's the different world now with music from when I was a younger guy in the game. I'm not old, by the way, people. I'm not freaking that.
He is not old. Stop
playing with. Yeah, because my whole brain just got in my own head.
I saw that.
My brain got in its own head.
I saw. You went into that little pocket.
Happened, and I had to stop myself. Listen, though, but back in the day, when I was coming up in the music game, I will tell you about a story.
Way back
used to have phonograph records, and they go on the radio, and the waves go out to the car radio.
The radio?
No, I'm just joking. Listen. We have seen how this technology has changed how music is delivered, how it's monetized, how people give a damn about it. And it wrecked my whole situation. Luckily, I did records back in the day where you had physical sales and I have royalty checks that still come into this day.
Right.
But they do go down the more that it gets devalued, depending on if it's in a film or something like that, or if it's just being played through streaming sites. You can see the fluctuation of what it used to be back in the day when I would get my performance checks from BMI, or, there's ASCAP, there's all these places. So what you have to do is adapt. That's what we were talking about on our podcast before. this tech is coming for you. These techie geniuses, God bless them, but God damn them sometimes too. It's like you guys are doing stuff too much. You're doing too much. Think of the people.
I know the people.
People. Why are you being such geniuses? Damn
Right.
you. I'm telling you, that's what bugs me, but you got to adapt because it's not going to change.
Yeah.
Listen, I went to a forum where they actually had a robot write a symphony. A robot did it, and it sounded like a symphony. It didn't sound like a video game. It sounded like somebody told a string section to do string section shit. That scared the shit out of me. I was like, no.
You went right back to your piano. You were like, dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
All of those lessons I took to learn how to sit at that piano
Right.
and do that mean nothing to a kid that's 3 years old that's going to be with this technology. It's like I just did a record with my avatar and I said create pop song. Look at what my avatar created. Now I'm going to put it out with my brand, and that's the hot song because people don't care as long as they can shake their ass to it.
Right.
As long as they can be cerebral in the moment if they love orchestrations and symphonies.
Exactly.
That's what it is. So it's changed so much that you have to stay on top of it. For me, I have a company where I'm thinking, well, as the disciplines change, as the people that control and run that discipline change, I can bring them onto the platform and supply their services that people that need it, right? So that's the difference with modifying how music is being monetized, because people don't care about like paying for your friggin' song. They just want to hear it, and they're gonna buy into your brand. They're not buying your friggin' song. I mean, if they like it a whole lot, they might. But basically, they want to hear it for free on one of their services they pay a premium for.
Yeah.
That's what they want. So you got to get your streams up. You got to get all that. And you know how many streams you need to actually get a roof over your head? 1 billion.
1 billion. Just
You got to get 1 billion.
Okay, so where can you live with just 1 billion?
No, 1 billion streams gets you just enough money to have a living, just to eke out a living. You're not making that much money. Like, don't tell me you got 10,000 streams. I'm going to know you still
broke.
Let me be PC.
Okay, fine. You're still coming up. You're not
still coming up.
You're still coming up. Like, I believe as though it's all fun and games, but I do believe that it's important to continue learning things, staying on top of things. And it's hard to stay relevant once you get left behind because you're like playing catch up the whole time. You're just trying to figure it out. But, knowledge is power. You just know things, get it together. I don't know, guys.
Well, you got on the podcast.
Like staying on top of things, researching things.
Right.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Is like things are changing, or there's new technology all the time. Like I was just thinking, like, oh yeah, I remember there were some things that took a lot of like man hours to do, and now like it could be automated. It's just like
right, so easy.
So
you press
easy.
a button.
Yeah, or people at home could just, like there was one thing somebody was talking about, like stitching these photographs together to create like a 360 image. And I remember before what people were like trying to work out how to stitch these things. And I was talking to somebody, she's like, oh yeah, our PA does that now.
Wow.
Like, okay.
You're like, okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Listen, once I still don't even know how to use the panorama feature on my iPhone. Just like it comes out really twisted at the end anyway. I'm just like, okay, whatever. I tried. So
yeah.
Okay. So since I feel we're content creators and we entertain, okay, but you both are like front and center, high echelon in the for me in the entertainment industry. You work on stages, you do all that stuff. So I just want to hear what you guys think about this. Quick current events, something that happened. Have we heard about Dave Chappelle?
Oh.
Okay, he was performing at, the Hollywood Bowl, and some man walked on stage a la Will Smith and pulled out like a knife or a fake pistol or a combination of something like that. I'm not so clear, but Dave Chappelle and his security team tackled him. They broke his arm, gave him a few shiners, a little bump in his head, like a little cherry on top. And Kevin Hart actually went on Jimmy Kimmel and said that Dave's attacker needed to get his behind whooped. He needs to get his ass whooped because people out here thinking that you won't get your butt whipped for trying to attack me while I'm at work. So as creators, as in these industries you guys are in, how do you feel about just people having the nerve of getting up on stage and coming at you or your artists or, anybody you guys work
or
with.
anybody, but I think that's for anything. Like people
Right.
come into like your workplace with handguns, machine guns, or whatever. I mean, that's not acceptable, and it's not acceptable to just attack people in general, right? Like, and I don't expect to go to work and have somebody attack me physically or verbally, and especially somebody off the street coming in. I mean, they couldn't get into our building anyways, but but we have like security so that people aren't just wandering in.
Right. Right.
I don't think that there's any question that you should get your ass whooped if you're going to come and try and tackle somebody, especially if you're going to have a fake pistol with a blade that comes out of it. But even if we didn't know he had that, he was trying to do what these ones do nowadays, get some clout. It's clout chasing at the most dangerous levels of clout chasing. And if that becomes the norm, that we even give it the attention that we're giving it, because we talked about it on live just the other day. We can't not talk about it. Every news cycle featured it. I mean, if we're doing this entertainment business, we're talking about it. But we are part of the problem because we're saying to these people, now we know what your name is. And I ain't gonna even say, well, I'm gonna say his name because frick it, we talking about it. No, listen. This dude is gonna get more followers, more likes, more recognition.
Not acceptable either. So
that's what I'm saying. Like when I look at it, I believe he should get his ass stomped just like he did.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm like, that just adds to it. It's almost like the Chris Rock thing. When Chris Rock got slapped up and he didn't do nothing back, I was like, well. The street rules just went out the window and Chris Rock is on some other level shit right now.
Yes.
And I was like, after the fact of thinking about it, I was like, bravo, dear sir, bravo. Because that just kind of smashed it down into this other thing. But if he had a swung on Will and been up there tackling him and trying to, of course, Will would have probably whooped his ass because he's bigger, but who knows?
Street fight.
We'd be still talking about that shit right now.
Yeah.
So this guy getting stomped out gave him even more cred. And we believe that he should have got stomped out, but now he's all bent up, his shoulders.
It was like twisted 360. Like it wasn't even on his body anymore, I don't think. Yeah.
It was a pretzel. Yeah, they stomped him out. And so I was good with that, but I'm just saying that we're creating celebrity by celebrating dissonance.
Right.
And even if we're talking about it, we're celebrating it in our own little ways. So I believe, like, at the end of the day, when stuff like this happens, if we could just resist having any spectacle of it at all, that would be a wish list type of deal, because everybody's got a fucking phone and somebody's gonna leak it out.
Recording it, everyone's
everyone.
And that was a show that you weren't allowed to have phones.
Oh,
you weren't allowed before, but now they can't even manage it if you. Right,
Chappelle gets you to check your phone at the spot,
as he should,
or whatever.
Yeah, he gets you checking your phone at the spot, but somebody backstage got a phone, security got a phone,
of course.
Little techs that work the front of house got phones. Somebody got a phone because they need a phone.
Yeah.
And somebody's gonna record.
Oh, that's terrible.
So I think you should have got the beat down.
So do I. I agree. No, I agree 1,000% on that beat down.
Yeah.
You don't do that to anybody.
Yeah.
That can be anybody. You don't do that to somebody's job. It can be any type. It didn't even have to be on a stage. It could just be outside on the street. Somebody working security, somebody working in a hospital, somebody working anywhere. You just don't come up to people. And people are very comfortable. They don't expect it to stomp out.
Hollywood Bowl.
Oh, yeah. He's famous now. Art is right.
Yeah.
He tackled him with a makeshift weapon. Tackled the motherfucker with a makeshift. Listen, that deserves a beatdown. If he had walked on stage or if he had just tried to touch Dave, don't beat him down like that. But he tackled him with a weapon, and that deserves a beatdown. But now he's elevated in the zeitgeist.
Well, I don't know. Elevated.
Well,
he's still like a crazy guy. He ran on stage, attacked somebody. Like now, you
got
think
30,000 followers and
I guess
counting.
That's the question.
Well, let's hope he doesn't get that big. Right.
He's gonna get more than he would have had if he hadn't done that.
If he hadn't, right. Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
everyone knows who he is.
Everybody.
We're talking about it.
You can live in infamy.
So you know what? He can live in infamy. We're not going to mention his name, and we're going to segue into what's most important here.
Nice.
all about the Get Up Team podcast because that's what it's all about. Okay. So let's get into the potty questions. It sounds horrible when I say that, but I'm really sticking to the potty. It's PODDY, ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen.
Potty.
a
It's not
potty mouth.
potty, right? It's potty. So, how did you two meet? Art and Connie, how did you guys meet and just say, let's build a podcast together? Let's talk about some shit. Let's do it.
Almost like that.
Well, we tested that a long time ago, but through one of my cousins.
Okay.
The Art was doing some work for one of my cousins, and we met at one of her events.
I think so.
Aw.
That was what I remember. It
I
was
feel
at
like
a
I need to have
high-rise.
some nice music in the background, like nice lovey-dovey music, like like a violin.
Something like that. we were one of those people that were passing in the wind a lot because of her
Okay.
cousin. So it was passing in the wind for many, many years. And then there was just kind of like a connection again through her cousin, and we were like thrust into what was the situation? It was one
No.
situation where I was working with her and then working with your other friend on one of her Broadway play joints, and then in all of that commotion, we started talking, and we started off with these ideas for combining our skill sets. She and I love what we do, like she said.
So cute.
Go ahead. Huh?
We did these little animations.
That's what I was gonna get to. That was the setup. The setup was the. I'm gonna throw to you, Connie. I'm gonna throw to you in 2 seconds. The setup, because I'm doing this for you, girl. Watch how I do this.
Okay, let's see how this goes.
Then we started saying, well, how we put together our passions because we like what we're doing, and we said we're gonna write this jingle for positivity. It was about doing something that was going to be positive in the world. And we were telling these people like to get up and get going, start their day right, start the day with a bang. But it was the song was supposed to be something for a ringtone, which she and I would go back and forth. I'd be like, nobody uses ringtones anymore. She's like, they would love the ringtone. The ringtone would be cool. We got it together like a ringtone. And we started to put different versions together, a hip hop version, a pop version, a country version. Connie, I'm gonna stop there because I know you want to jump in. How you remember it? How you remember it?
Oh, then we started doing. We did these little animations for them, and then we started recording our behind the scenes. And then at some point we thought, oh well, maybe we should just. We started recording all these sessions where we were just doing our work and talking about things. And they were like, oh, this might be kind of cool to do a podcast. And so then when COVID hit, then we were like, oh, okay, let's start recording. And then, then that was like a year and a half ago.
Wow.
She's in that shit. Oh man, there was all kinds. There was all kinds of precursors to this show coming together, and it deals with just wanting to just do something positive, having a fun time together, coming up with different schemes, we did the whole damn thing. If you could see our work that we went through, designers, animators, audio engineers, I mean, we went through the whole process of creating together. There was a lot of time spent and a lot of energy put out there, and that was the bottled up stuff that you started to feel once the Get Up Team podcast came to be, because we had done these musical numbers with the animation beforehand, and there was a lot of discovery and a lot of energy and a lot of good things that came out of that. And just us going through, if you could look at our Dropbox, it's full of spreadsheets, it's full of brand worksheets, it's full of
you
like
guys put in
designers.
Work.
Yeah, you would not believe we have behind the scenes of all of that. So this was a very organic experience, Connie, and we were spending a lot of organic time together to build this stuff. And then the Get Up Team podcast came from that. And you hear the first 10 episodes, there's no video. It's just us kind of exploring what it would feel like to do a podcast. You know how it is. It's Michelle. When you start doing this shit, you're just like discovering, you're feeling around in the dark. Right, and we're still learning. I mean, just a year in, I'm sure you feel the same way.
Exactly. There's so many different things that I learned this week alone. I'm just like, What? Really? It can be, it's really that easy? And I've been doing it the hard way the whole time. So it definitely is, like we said before, just keep growing. You're going to keep growing. You're going to keep learning. You just never stop.
Yeah.
But I love you guys as a team. You guys are so organic and you each have your own personalities. And I love that. You aren't yes people to each other.
No.
Connie says something, you're like, no. You say
She does the
something,
same to
Connie's
me.
like, nope, cut it. That's not gonna work. Cut it.
You guys,
Cut
that's
it.
real
not
shit right there.
work. And I love that.
My
So
sister hit this morning, by the way. She said the same thing.
really,
She said, I said, whatever, we trying to do this thing. She said, you should keep doing it. I listened to the pancakes episode. You guys were great. I was like, what? My sister does not lie to me at all.
I remember.
She would never blow smoke up my ass.
I remember.
Like the pancake episode.
She listened to the pancake episode and was like, that was great. You guys are debating pancakes. Your energy is so crazy. I'm like, all right. I had to throw my hands up in the air, Michelle. I was like, okay.
I was like,
But that's
amazing.
amazing. It takes a really cool, awesome friendship to argue about thin or thick pancakes.
Yeah,
Stop.
we are good that way.
Stop. This is some good shit, okay?
I told Connie though, I said, look, I'm looking at the spreadsheet. She did this year. She said, I'm gonna just put a bunch of ideas down. And so I'm telling her, I'm looking at this spreadsheet, and she gonna say, I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say that I was against the pancakes fluffier thin.
No, you were like, how's this gonna be interesting?
I said, I'm looking at the spreadsheet. I'm like, okay, you got here bacon versus sausage, fluffy thick pancakes versus thin. What are we supposed to do with that? But then I said, we're going to Art and Connie that shit. That's exactly what I said to her. We're going to Art and Connie that shit. And it's going to prove that with our dynamic, our energy is the patent. Our energy is the trademark.
Yes.
I can't do this with anybody like I can do it with her. So when we did that shit, I was like, let's go. And
this
she
is
did
it.
The feedback on it has been crazy for me. I'm like, they really like this episode.
I'm like, he's like, this is just all one thing. Like, I was like, no, this is like a separate thing.
And I love it because it's as simple as just writing breakfast things down. Pancakes, bacon. I love
Waffles.
it. Guys, I think we all want to take a look at the spreadsheet. Waffles, milkshake, chocolate. It's just like, yes. But these are how amazing ideas are born. These are how amazing ideas are born, okay?
There's work behind the scenes. Y'all don't even know.
All right. So what does the Get Up team mean? Because you mentioned it a little bit. Get up and go. All these things. What does the Get Up team mean for you guys? What initially you said it was supposed to be like inspirational stuff.
Yeah, it's about
so what
up,
is that?
Getting going. It's about
right.
I mean, getting up, sometimes it's just hard to get going in the morning, right? And that was like part of it as well. It's like how to get going, how to make every day great. And that was like our original kind of idea. How do you make your day great? And starting out with the morning, getting going. But it's not just the morning when you need some get up and go and a little bit like movement. And so it is really about like going after what you want in life. And get up and get going towards that, right? I mean, there's the day-to-day thing, there's the morning thing, but the reality of it and the core of it is like, how do you get your life going, right? And like, how do you like go after your dreams and like believe that you're gonna get them? And I think that is like the core of the Get Up team.
Damn, Connie.
I love it. She took it deep.
She was just like, let me do this elevator pitch right quick. All I can add to it is that we're on the come up to ourselves. We are in the industry, but we're at different levels of the industry, and we want to attain to higher heights. And so what you'll get from us is you'll see us on the struggler alert and making things happen, and making a way out of no way, just like y'all, just like It's Michelle. I keep calling you It's Michelle.
It's okay. It's fine. Listen, I told you
because it looks like me.
And that's what it is. So it's so funny.
And
it's not about me. It's all about y'all. But I will tell you this: growing up, so people either called me Melissa, which I don't know how this how that happens, but it is what it is. Or they'll call me Michelle. I mean, come here, Michelle. And I'm just like, "Oh, okay." And it just stuck with me. So every time I hear somebody say, oh, like Michelle, I'm just like, oh, wait. Oh, shit, that's my
Is
real
that
name.
me?
Wait, that's me. And that's kind of like how I came up with the name. But however, I digress because this is, I told you, it's all about
No,
guts.
it's about you too, because you're the person that we always talked about that we wanted to be reaching out to. We're not for everybody. If your real joy in life is to sit on the couch and do nothing and not trying to do more for your whatever you want to do for your path, we're not going to condemn that. We're not going to say bad things about you, but we're going to be mostly preaching to the people that want to do higher heights and push through to do something that maybe it's easier not to do, but they want to challenge themselves to do it. That's where we come from. And so the only thing I would add to what Connie said is that just know that we still on the come up. So you're going to get a lot of real life situations from us because we're going through it. We're getting wins. We're getting losses too. We're going to talk about all of it. And I don't think that ever stops, even when you get to the highest of the heights. But there is a comfort zone. Trust me, I know it. I've worked with these people. There is a comfort zone. And I think Connie and I want to get there. And we're moving closer and closer and closer every day.
Right. I love the realness. I really do love the realness. So speaking of getting up and going, don't be a sleep sheep. What is it? Yeah. Well, how we came up with this. Yeah. So y'all see the shirts. And don't forget, get the merch. Make sure that's in the description. Get the merch. So tell me, Connie, all right, don't be a sleep sheep. Would it be like, is that a slogan or that's just your thing? That's your saying? What is it?
It's a slogan for sure.
Yeah, that's our slogan for sure. But I think it's really about getting up and going and not procrastinating or putting things off till tomorrow. And it's also about being awake and seeing what's going on in the world, what's going on with yourself and what's going on, and not just kind of like going through life in a haze.
We went through this whole exercise. That's exactly it. That we both gave a think about it, and we said, it has a dual meaning, where you do have to don't stay dormant, stay active. But the other side was don't just be a sheep in this world, just mindlessly going through the motions of life without assessing, critically thinking through, or challenging positions just because it's easier just to go with the flow and be a sleep sheep. Don't be a sleep sheep. Don't do it, because you're not going to have as much excitement and you're going to just fall for anything. If you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything.
Oh, I love that was the PSA announcement of the year.
I stole it from all those other people.
No, you just mixed it up a little bit. You made it your own. You mixed it up a little bit. You made it your own. So how did you guys get into the YouTube world? Because I'm still trying to figure that out. I know.
That just kind of came along.
Are we a part of the YouTube world?
I mean, we were doing our recordings through Zoom, and so we just, there's a video, and so
it's like we're podcasting, but there's a video attached. That's how we are right now. We're trying to fix it for the YouTube world, the visual world, but it's basically like we got a camera on us just because it's just going to videotape our words being recorded.
Okay.
There was no rhyme or reason. We're leveling up production now. Anybody listening to the Get a Team podcast is leveling up.
No, but that's fine. I mean, that's how a lot of people start, right? But that's how a lot of people start. You just, you start with your audios and you're cool, you're chilling, but then you're like, okay, how can I just a little more, just a little inch more? Let's see. Okay, I think I could put this up on YouTube, although I have nothing up on YouTube. However, this episode right here.
What?
This episode right here.
I'm glad I took that crash diet to get into this shirt so I could fit it in it for this episode.
Art, your body is beautiful.
You know how Kim Kardashian got into that Marilyn Monroe dress? I had to do my crash shit to come on the It's Me Chelle podcast.
Stop, y'all. She was like in a sauna. She didn't eat.
I don't know what she did.
She did something, and we don't condone that behavior.
Don't want to go too fast.
Right, be healthy. So, do you guys find it difficult to manage stuff for you too? Because you're saying you just used to put it up there, but now you're kind of just taking your time and really molding it, or are you guys still just throwing episodes up there and just saying, you know what, guys, here you go, this is it, raw, real.
We have Regis from Digital Brand Culture that is on our squad. We do not take
Okay.
any credit for how these episodes get cut up and put up so y'all can
Got
see
it.
these things. We do the content, but she and her team over at Digital Brand Culture are friggin' amazing. I don't want
Shout out
anybody
to
to get it twisted.
Regis.
This is hard to do if you were going to do it by yourself.
She
And it's
posts
Michelle, if you
on our Insta.
if you don't have a
Like,
social media
handles
manager or
that
somebody that's
whole
helping you.
thing.
I'm
On the
sorry. Go ahead,
content
Connie.
side,
Go ahead.
Like, yeah, we do the content, but we plan things out. Like, we have our whole spreadsheet of like what we're gonna record, what order it is, and then we have our meetings to talk about what we're gonna talk about.
I love the
It's not
organization.
just totally random.
Okay.
It's a lot
We try
going
not
on
to
behind the
spit
scenes.
on each other, like, hey, this is what we're talking about.
Oh, but you
We
see, but
just-
it's still so cool and organic. Like you wouldn't even tell that you guys have all of this going on behind the scenes, because once you're both on camera, or whether it's just audio, it's just so seamless. It is just you two, period.
Yeah, well, us, yeah, no, there's no doubt with our energy, what it can be and what it has been and what it will continue to be. But there is a whole deal. Once you get that, you got to chop it up like broccoli. You got to put captions to it. You got to put a moniker to it.
Names.
You gotta schedule it up. Yeah, you gotta put hashtags to it. That's what they're always doing in the background, because I think that when you talk about time management, that's one of the things. If you're gonna start doing anything in life, and you got other stuff going on, finding the time to do it and do it right, that's gonna come at different paces. So if you can't afford to have somebody helping you out, then you're gonna probably move at a different pace. And then if you can't afford to have somebody help you out, you're going to still move at a certain pace, because you're going to be learning as you go along. We learned so much this first year that we're trying to see how to better ourselves from this experience and move it along. But I could not even want anybody to think that we could just magically do this all with all the stuff that we both have going on in our lives. It's not easy.
Right. It takes time.
Easy.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
There's a lot.
Well, we've just reached the segment. So okay, so we're going to get a little personal. And this segment I call the fiery seat of heat. And I will tell you, I keep changing the name because I started it a couple of episodes back. I was interviewing another podcaster and I had asked him like a personal question. I said, ooh, this is going to be like the fiery seat or whatever, So it's a fiery seat of heat. And it was fun.
That's like saying hot heat.
Right.
What kind of heat is it? It's fiery.
It's fiery. It's that fiery one. Like the really fiery heat.
Have you ever had any other kind of heat that wasn't hot?
You never cooked with the fiery heat? That's different. Your food
It's a whole nother level of hot.
I know. Your food come out different.
I like it.
Thank you. All right. So, okay. Art. Well, both of you actually. Are you guys involved with anyone? Because recently we had a conversation and I think we were talking about like how I met my fiance and stuff. Again, you guys have to go. My fiance. Again, you guys have to go. Make sure you listen. Get Up Team Podcast. I'm on there. It got real lit. So make sure you guys check that out. Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, Art, you asked Connie and I about getting it right and what it looks like and the pressures of a man going up, approaching these women who give you stank face, tell you my man is in the bathroom, although she here with her best friend and they're both crazy. So have you found someone since that time?
No, it's very interesting with this part because I was asking y'all because I'm trying to get this right. But here's what I've learned. Like with me, I know what I want. Okay. Once I get that in my head, it's hard for me to get that out of my head. But I am very careful with all of that because you have to be in a certain place sometimes to receive things in life. You have to be at a certain place. And if those things don't intersect at the right time, there's going to be a calamity. And what I have going right now, I'm not going to risk calamity because I am very, very ensconced in goodness and positivity and upward mobility. So when it comes to all the female kind of stuff with me, I try to prioritize what I'm trying to get with my own life in line before I'm going to waste anybody else's time. Now, that's not to say that somebody can't clunk me over the head with a bricks and make me go, oh my God, I'm so into you. Oh, what am I going to do?
I'm smitten.
Yeah, I'm smitten. Be still my heart. Oh, yeah, because that's the dangerous part. And you got to just be ready for those moments. And when they happen, you got to treat it with kid gloves. So it's not like I'm out there actively looking because I know what it is that I want. And that's the truth. I always joke about dating apps. I think about the fun of like what that would be like. Well, you can find somebody else. You know what you want, but you can find somebody else because there's all kinds of different people out there.
Right.
So just do dating apps and just roll up on strangers 2 a week.
What's up,
6,
shorty?
8 people a month.
What's up,
do that
shorties?
shit for 3 months. I'm gonna meet 24 new people, and I'm always comparing them to what I know I want already. Isn't that what we do?
Yeah, but you know what? I'm glad to hear that you know what you want, because there's so many people question that. Oh, do men know what they want? Or as a man, what is it you're really looking for? And Art, you are the living proof that men know what they want because you know exactly what you're looking for. So
Well, let me tell you something, Michelle. Because I kind of have ESPN, I kind of knew that this is where you're gonna go. And I just want you to know that I found the qualities of a man. There's only 3. And I want, when I throw to Connie, I want her to just co-sign and slide into her zone. But the qualities of the man that y'all want. And this is why you got to get yourself together, gentlemen. Get your shit all the way together if you want that quality shit. Kudos to your fiance. You know that's from Seinfeld. My fiance, where's my baby? My fiance, maybe the dingo ate your baby.
Maybe the dingo ate your baby.
It's a classic scene. Y'all gotta look at it on Seinfeld. It's great. But 3 things: a man with something to bring to the table. You want that. Mostly means they want to know what you're bringing, but the girl wants to know what you're bringing to the table. Number 2, a man that will compliment you. And number 3, because I can't take up the whole thing, but this is the last one: a man that will make you want more.
What does that mean?
That means when it comes to a matter of the bedroom, look for a man that will make you want more.
Compliment you? Wait, what was the first one? What was number 1?
A man with something to bring to the table. Yeah. Look, there are many women who are independent today because back in the day it wasn't like that, but now the tables have turned. But now when loneliness kicks in, there's no other option if you're heterosexual than look for some companionship, look for a man or look for a female, like trying to get in this. And so it says, if this is the case, look for a man who will bring value to your life. It may not even be money. It could be spiritual. It could be a business that you could both grow, or it could be a land that you could both build on.
Okay, listen, I love building on lands
versus the water.
Right, especially with my fire heat of seat. My fire heat
so that's what I would say, Connie. I think that you have to, if you got your shit together and you're fine by yourself.
Complimenting one. What does that one mean?
Oh, complimenting? See, you're trying to get out of telling your thing. You got to tell your thing, Connie. Wait.
I will tell my thing. What's the
compliment? Don't mean telling you you're beautiful. Don't mean us telling you you're beautiful. That's not what the compliment means. It was a man who aligns with your plans and you align with his. A man whose future plans go hand in hand with your future plans. If you want to get married in the span of 5 years, look for a man whose plan is also to get married in the span of those years. And not just any man, but one you can see yourself with and who you wouldn't mind spending your entire freaking life with. There's no need to waste each other's time if there's no hope for a future together. Time is money, and it's something you can never get back, damn it.
Ooh.
See, I gave you like sound bites there.
You did. I like that. Don't be surprised if
I chop it up. I know you can chop it up. Do little memes, reels, whatever you want to do with these chop up moments. But come on, Connie. You know, this
Connie,
dating thing, she's a pro.
Oh,
well, yeah,
Connie, what about you?
Like, how long does it take to get? I mean, I think that you don't know right away if someone's aligned with you. Like things like, I mean, you get to know, you spend time with somebody, and you get to know like if their life journey is aligned with yours. But I think that's a tough one because, like, you see people, your journey, like my journey is like not always a straight line. So I'm like, how's
Right.
someone gonna be a line? We're gonna be like a little like this sometimes, right?
Right. Okay. I like that. I like that. She's like, we can't just all keep going straight. What if I go straight? He decides to turn.
Yeah, but she's got this, she's saying this luxury, like every relationship you get to know somebody over a few years. You know, when you're dating, you're getting to know somebody that night, and there's people that date somebody for 2 months, 3 months, and then they move along. You don't get the luxury of just getting to know everybody's side.
For 2 months and then you know like it's not working, then you gotta go, right? You can't hang out. I mean, you know, if you know, like if you go out a few times, you're like, no, this isn't it.
Right.
Like there's nothing to like, there's no reason to be there.
I don't even know what dating is.
Well, I don't know what to say. That's the dating is when you're like getting to know somebody, right?
Yeah. I
Like,
mean,
or,
like courting.
like
the
you're
courting
spending time together. You're seeing if you are like have things to talk about. You like have the same interests. You want to go do things together. I mean, sometimes like someone you might just go out to and you meet somebody, but then like you might not like click, right? Or they might.
No, you can make anything click if you really want it. This is what I'm saying, weak-minded people. Don't be sleep sheep and don't be simple. Like I can be anything that anybody wants me to be in any moment, and I can sustain it too if I so choose to. If I don't want to sustain it, I can wreck it. I can just topple it like Jenga.
Maybe for like a couple months.
No.
Maybe a year you can be what. But I don't think that that's
divorce rate is up because of this. And guys put their best foot forward and are doing all that shit right up, and they hold it on. I don't. I'll say the dumb shit. Date 2, date 3. I'll say something untoward right away. I'll be all of that. You're gonna learn all of my different phases because I think that's reality. You got different sides of you. You're like a Rubik's Cube.
Crazy stuff doesn't come out on the first day.
No. When a guy's trying to get in your pants, ladies, I'm sorry to tell you, they will sustain it for as long as it takes to do that. And then there's a shift. Now, when you get to Fiancéville, which is where Michelle is, there's this thing where you have seen all of the sides and you said, I'm okay with them.
Right.
I'm okay with them.
Very true. I do agree with that because, you know, I'm always looking for the signs. And again, make sure you tune in. Get Up Team Podcast. We talk about this. A, B, C, and D, all routes. Okay. So I'm always like, okay, so he flushed the toilet yesterday, but didn't flush it today. Why? Like, super philosophical in my brain. What is he showing me?
What does this mean?
Right. What does it? And you see, like,
how
those
do I
memes,
feel about this?
Right. You see those memes with the mathematical equation. I'm just like, right. That's me. Right. That's definitely me. So once I passed that phase, I got to Fiancéville, where he probably also got to see me and how crazy and quirky and how I make fun of everything at inappropriate times all the time, and he's okay with that. I'm just like, well, I can be my true self.
Yeah, because those things matter.
Been together 5 years now, right?
Him and I, we've been together for 5 years, and that's pretty hefty. I know. I told him. I always make a joke. I'm just like, listen, if you're with me for money, joke's on you. He's just like, all right. But you see, but that's just who I am. I tell some random person that they can be like, okay, this chick is weird. We gotta go.
Yeah. It's dealing with the quirkiness that's really the challenge, and it's dealing with those moments where it's not all honeymoon phase and it's not all wrapped up in sex. It's wrapped up in other things that you're building. It's wrapped up in other things that you're trying to accomplish and help each other be better over time, so that there's a journey, so that it doesn't get boring. I look at some amazing sex where it gets really messy, nice, everything's good. If you have that every single night after night after night after night after night after night for years and years and years, that's even too much. And I love that kind of just messy sex, right? It's the best kind, because you're like, damn, girl, woo, like, look at you tonight.
We gotta clean up.
But I also like when it's not always like that. So when it happens again, or when those moments are there and it's just that kind of built up energy, you really enjoy it and really enjoy it. I feel like those ups and downs and those differences of opinion and those opposites are the things that keep the relationship actually working and building and being better. You know, you can't be just totally opposite, of course. You know, if you go out with a date with somebody and you just don't want to see their face again, that's a clear indicator. You're just like, you suck.
That's
so
a flag,
bad.
right? That's a flag, y'all. Listen
Yeah.
to your own intuition. Don't try, because you know people do that. They be like, "Well, you know what? Maybe I should just give him one more chance." No, don't do Nah.
Yeah,
Bro,
he totally slapped
do
Waitress's
it.
butt and he's talked about his mom in a bad way the whole time. But I think underneath that,
There's love,
the
you know.
nugget.
There's something about him.
Run.
Right. Listen, so I mean, I was very lucky. I found my soulmate. But I've heard a lot of horror stories, crazy stories, funny stories, just people who are out there looking for whatever it is on the market. And even when I was on the market, it was insane. And I have some crazy stories. So I wanted to find out, do you guys have any stories or anything funny or any pet peeves with any dates or whatever? Because Art, you're saying dating is bullshit. Connie loves the courting. She's like, you know what? We'll do this. We can do this. And if I don't like you, peace out. Connie's very matter of fact. Art, you're just like, this is bullshit.
Complete fuckery.
Right,
I already know what I've designed in my brain, and it's a perfect specimen of a moment that we can have.
Exactly.
I present this to you as an option, but you got to do it at the right time. That's
right. All. So are there any like funny things or anything or any pet peeves that you guys are just like, yeah, we're not going to deal with this at all?
We'll start with the pro over there.
Connie.
About that. I got to think about pet peeves. I don't really know. I don't think about it like that.
Well, if you want, I'll share.
Stories, huh?
If you want, I'll share a story. I will share a story of this terrible. We didn't even make it to the date. I'm gonna tell you that. So we were texting. I was on a dating app. I'm not gonna lie. I was down and out of life, and I was on a dating app. And me and this guy matched or whatever. And he said, "Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you?" Conversation was fine and normal, but then like after like maybe 2 or 3 days, he would just rapid fire text message back to back to back. What are you doing? How are you? You haven't answered. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? I'm just like, okay. So I would answer as best as I could. It was like a fucking Wednesday morning. It was like 9 a.m. prime working hours, 9 to 5, prime time for people who have jobs like us. So he was sending me messages back to back, and I just, my phone, like it came to a point, it was just on do not disturb because this guy was just going crazy. So when I got home, as soon as I removed do not disturb, he was like, okay, kid, you had your chance. All right, kid, you had your chance. You see? And I'm just like, so I'm reading,
chance, and that was it.
And I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I was at work, and mind you, I did not respond. I immediately blocked this person because I'm just like, this is toxic. You are toxic energy. Because I'm just like, what? I was at work, and he really said, you had your chance, kid. You blew it. Like it was, I blew it.
Like,
and I was just like,
okay.
It was Wednesday. Like the club be going up on a Tuesday. This was Wednesday. This is hump day. Like I was busy. I was getting over that hump. So I'm just like, okay. So I just found that very, very interesting. And that's when I said, you know what? There's some crazy people here.
That's what I think about. I go out on a date with one of these girls, and it's like, I don't know who you are. I don't know anything about who you are. The crazy's gonna come out eventually. Oh, we're going to go out again because I'm liking these moments. Oh, yeah.
Right,
and I'm taking you out for adventures, and you're loving the adventures, and then you get physical, and that's whatever. And I'm just waiting. I'm waiting because there's a connection. You can feel, I don't know. You probably do know what I'm talking about, Michelle. You can feel it. You can feel it. It's inside your body.
Well, you can feel the crazy, or you can feel if you like
You can feel the connection. You can feel the crazy. Yeah. You can feel the little bit of
what is an aura. The disconnect is it's like an aura. You kind of just stand there and you're just like, okay, this person's cool, but there's something missing. Something's not making sense.
But people get upset about that. Like if you don't text them back in like a day or 2 days or whatever. Like guys get like that.
And it was just talking. Like we didn't even make it to the date. He only saw my profile picture. I didn't send him any pictures. Nothing. And that's where I was just like, okay, at least he showed me his colors. early, like they say.
Yes.
And you remember back in the day, you used to be like, yeah, early. Yeah, he showed them to me early. And I was just like, okay, you're blocked, sir. This
See,
is
I'm the
not
kind
gonna
of
work.
person I'll get
It was
mad
a
if we already
blessing
had.
for you because you were like, oh, okay.
Right.
Didn't get to meet.
Right. No date, no time wasted. You didn't get to put me, stuff me in your trunk like the good fellas. We're good.
No, this is what it is. If you're spending significant time with someone, then you don't, when you're first starting off, you don't do that level of texting and all that craziness when at the beginning. If you establish a connection with that person and you continue to go out with them and continue to spend time with them, and it goes on for months and months, and you have a back and forth, then you would expect a certain type of protocol as far as communication frequency.
But this is Wednesday morning, and you're responding Wednesday night.
Well, she's saying that she's just getting to know the fool, so he's disqualified.
You knew somebody, if you're at work and you're like, I'm at work, I don't have time texting you every hello, hi, how's it going? Yeah, because there's like so much happening when you're at work. Like there's stuff. Like there's all kind of fires to put out. Then there's stuff you're supposed to be organizing. People are coming at you with all these questions all day. It's like sometimes I'm like, I don't even look at my personal messages all day. Then I'm like heading home and I'm like, oh, I'm tired.
Yeah, that's what I'm just trying to figure out. Like, yeah, exactly.
And so like if someone's like giving me a hard time about you didn't text me, you didn't respond fast enough, I'm like,
yeah, I did it. I'm busy. I'm tired.
Exactly.
I'm like, I can't. I'm barely like, I'm just driving. I'm trying to get home right now.
Right.
Right. Exactly. That's what I was gonna say, because that's the thing. It's like there's a certain frequency that's just earned over time, and then once you get to that part, you know when someone's what their patterns are and their availability or how to communicate with them. But you still want reciprocation as far as if there's a good back and forth going.
Well, you know what? That's it. We done. Because now we up to what you working on. What you working on, Willis?
Oh,
see?
That's Connie. Connie's always
there we go. So this is the last question for y'all. What's in store for Art and Connie? I mean, you both are working on stuff all the time. And I just want you to share what's upcoming, what's new, whether individually or with Gut Podcast. What's up? Connie, go ahead.
Okay. I mean, well, so I've got this kid's book, Connell and Hoyt. That's book number 2 is on deck. So book number 1's done. So I just wrote book number 2. So that'll be coming out at some point soon.
Nice.
And then finishing up Jeffrey. So that's my short film. So fingers crossed on that everything works out. And I'll send you an update on like when that's coming out or what's going on. But
yeah, absolutely. Definitely. And I'll let the world know so we can all tune in and watch and love and like all that good stuff. How about you, Art? Anything going on? You just chilling, riding the wave?
I'm just chilling. I'm just chilling.
You're just chilling.
Nah, I got a great partner in crime with Connie, because she's always just doing stuff, and I'm just like, damn, I'm gonna look silly if I'm not doing something. Like I'm gonna just look like a hanger on. So I gotta cook up some stuff to do. No, there is the Get Up Team app, which we're developing. It's got to be a pretty robust app. I'm learning how much it really costs to do a robust app. It's very, 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 very expensive, but that's gonna be on deck, and we're gonna make that to be the thing that should be announcing by next year. Of course, we have the B2B project that we're doing with the great John Paris and Eddie M. We're so privileged at HTI to be working with legends in the music business, working with the likes of Prince, Sheila E., Patti LaBelle, Earth, Wind and Fire, and Beyonce, and many, many more. Lots of Shakira, lots of people. These guys are bringing an album out in the next before the end of the year for sure. We're gonna have some music out. Follow them over at B2B Music. Check out HTI Hot Tracks Inc. She's gonna put all this information down there, so you will always be able to track us and get all up in our business, just like Eats Michelle did just now today. All up in our business. We want it. We welcome it, because we're the strugglers that are coming up. So you're gonna see if we complete our projects. You're gonna see where we're at in a year. Follow us.
The realness. That's what we want.
Yeah.
So, in the words of Otis Day and the Nights, Oh, you make me want to shout. I love it. Yeah. Art and Connie, let la gente of the It's Me Shell podcast know where they can tune in, follow, subscribe. Just get up all up under you in a good way, of course, so they can show the support and the love, all that good stuff.
To all the people in all the world that has the ears to hear, it's the It's Me Shell podcast, giving you everything that you need any time of year. Listen in. She's talking that real stuff. I promise you won't be disappointed. Follow her now. Be a minion. Do it.
Oh, you guys are so sweet. Well, you heard it, mi gente.
Oh, you should get one from Connie because she's the female energy in this thing. You should get a shout out. This is going to work well for you. Go ahead. You should get that.
Go ahead, Connie.
Everyone, it's Connie with It's Michelle and Art. And so make sure you follow, like, and subscribe. It's been amazing being here. And we love you. And thank you so much for having us on your show. So it's Michelle with the Get Up Team podcast.
Yes. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. You heard it, mi gente. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe, rate, and review because we out here trying to grow and we out here trying to glow up. Mi familia, we can't do it without you.
Thank you.
So make sure you get the Get Up Team merch.
Go to our gowiththegot.com.
Yes, it's going to be all in the description. And we'll see y'all next week. Yes. And as usual, peace and love. We out.
Peace.
Thank you.
I see you. It's me. 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 It's me.